Welcome back to KJ Knowledge House. I'm your host, Jay Chan, and I'm excited to share with you another episode on language learning and fluency. Last time, we discussed some tips and tricks for improving your fluency in speaking. Today, we're going to tackle one of the most important aspects of language learning, building confidence in speaking. Are you tired of feeling nervous or anxious when speaking in front of others? Do you struggle to express yourself clearly and effectively? You're not alone. Many language learners face these challenges, but the good news is that confidence in speaking can be developed with practice, patience, and persistence. In this video, we'll share some valuable tips and insights on how to build your confidence in speaking. From overcoming fear and anxiety to practicing speaking with others, we'll cover it all. So, if you're ready to take your speaking skills to the next level and become a more confident communicator, keep watching. Let's start. I'm your host, John. Joining me is our guest expert, Angelina.
Thanks for having me. I'm looking forward to sharing some insights on building confidence in speaking.
Last time, we discussed some tips and tricks for improving your fluency in speaking. Today, we're going to focus on building confidence in speaking.
Confidence is key to effective communication. When you're confident in your speaking abilities, you're more likely to take risks and try new things.
That's a great point. Let's dive in and explore some strategies for building confidence in speaking. So, why is confidence so important when it comes to speaking?
Confidence is key to effective communication. When you're confident in your speaking abilities, you're more likely to engage with your audience and convey your message clearly.
Can you give us an example of how confidence can impact our speaking abilities?
Imagine you're giving a presentation to a large audience. If you're confident in your abilities, you're more likely to engage with your audience and convey your message clearly.
That makes sense. What are some common mistakes people make when it comes to confidence in speaking?
One common mistake is focusing too much on our own anxiety and nervousness, rather than focusing on our message and our audience.
How can we overcome this mistake?
One way is to focus on our strengths and accomplishments, rather than our weaknesses or perceived flaws.
That's great advice. What are some other strategies for building confidence in speaking?
Another strategy is to practice relaxation techniques, such as deep breathing or visualization, to calm our nerves and reduce our anxiety.
Many of our listeners may be struggling with fear or anxiety when it comes to speaking. What are some strategies for overcoming these feelings?
One technique is to focus on your message rather than your own anxiety. Remember, you're speaking to share your ideas, not to impress anyone with your speaking skills.
That's great advice. Can you also share some tips on how to prepare for a speaking engagement to help reduce anxiety?
One tip is to prepare thoroughly by practicing your presentation several times, anticipating questions from your audience, and getting familiar with the setting and equipment.
What are some other ways to reduce anxiety when speaking?
Another way is to focus on your strengths and accomplishments, rather than your weaknesses or perceived flaws.
How can we use positive self-talk to overcome anxiety and build confidence in speaking?
One way is to use affirmations, such as, "I am confident and capable of speaking effectively."
What are some other strategies for building confidence in speaking?
Another strategy is to seek feedback from others, such as a mentor or a coach, to help identify areas for improvement.
Practice is essential for building confidence in speaking. What are some ways our listeners can practice speaking and build their confidence?
One way is to join a language exchange or conversation group. This will give you the opportunity to practice speaking with others in a low-stakes environment.
What are some other ways to practice speaking and build confidence?
Another way is to record yourself speaking and listen to the playback to identify areas for improvement.
How can we use technology, such as language learning apps, to practice speaking and build confidence?
There are many language learning apps, such as Duolingo or Babbel, that offer speaking practice exercises and activities.
What are some tips for finding a language exchange partner or conversation group?
One tip is to search online for language exchange websites or apps, such as Tandem or HelloTalk.
What are some other resources for practicing speaking and building confidence?
Another resource is to attend language meetups or events in your local community.
Thanks for tuning in to this episode of KJ Knowledge House. We hope you found these tips and insights helpful in building your confidence in speaking.
Remember, confidence comes from practice and perseverance. Don't be afraid to take risks and try new things.
And don't forget to be kind to yourself and celebrate your small wins along the way. Building confidence takes time and effort, but it's worth it in the end.
If you have any questions or topics you'd like to discuss, please leave a comment below or reach out to us on social media.
Thanks again to our guest expert for sharing their insights with us today. Join us next time for another episode on language learning and fluency.
It was my pleasure to be here. I hope our listeners found this episode helpful and informative.
Don't forget to subscribe to our podcast and leave us a review. We appreciate your feedback and support.
And if you'd like to learn more about building confidence in speaking, check out our resources page on our website.
Thanks for listening to this episode of KJ Knowledge House. Until next time, goodbye.
Goodbye and happy learning.
Thanks for listening to this episode of KJ Knowledge House. If you have any questions or topics you'd like to discuss, please leave a comment below. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more language learning tips and resources. Until next time, goodbye.